This is my robot look.
Beep. Boop.
Beep boop. Exactly.
But you're the Zen Robo.
Beep. Boop.
Wow.
You should have been the Giving
friend.
Mech.
Huh? Yeah. Well, too bad.
We'll see where we end up.
Yeah.
I'm a robot in real life. I don't want to roleplay as a robot.
It's true.
It's too
I want to roleplay as a different thing.
That's why I always roleplay as really like lame characters, because being
You're
so
so
cool.
awesome.
Exactly.
Scott,
Like, it's
here's
so,
the thing. You're saying that as a
I
joke,
know!
except that it's totally fucking true.
yeah! I'll take it. Oh, hello.
Well, welcome from Quebec City.
Woo!
Salut, salut,
Ooh.
de Quebec.
Hello.
Wow.
Because that is the problem,
That is,
unfortunately,
Okay.
is that you are the best of us.
Wow, damn.
And
You're right there.
so...
No, he's the best of us. Like, come on. There's no arguing.
Ellie Spot's right there. Pramster's here and
the
Reading's
best of
here.
us.
Oh, of us. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
understood.
I'm not talking about
No.
a fucking...
The goddamn angels
Honestly,
in chat.
he
the
probably ranked
community
pretty
as a
high.
whole.
Love you.
And I don't want to have to say who I think is like
No,
the
no,
best
no,
of
no,
us
no,
in
we
the
don't do
community as
that.
a whole.
No, we don't.
Especially because it's still you.
I mean, legit.
Until you have a pool cue that you can snap in half and throw to the wolves. We don't do that. Reading, I have to say, I really enjoyed all of your beepity boop
Emotes.
dancing emotes, which was awesome.
Yeah, blink ching as proof.
Okay, Ellie Spot. No, I'm not gonna. No.
No.
I'll see if there is one posted later. Hello, we're back.
Yeah.
We're Salsa Kate, not a Kate, and Elizabeth. See, it's already starting. Somebody help me.
They'll have to understand later.
Yes,
Yep.
they will. They will. Okay, I understand, Ellie Spot. I haven't been known to make a GIF before, but maybe I can be persuaded. I do have those ads downloaded at home, so
Nice.
you know.
I'm so give them to me.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna remix them again.
I might.
Remix.
Yes, so Elizabeth is not with us today. She is off visiting family, which is awesome. So you're stuck with us three chuckle fucks. Yeah, that's okay. We're more than
That's okay. I self-identify as a
seconds.
chuckle fuck.
we're more
that's
than 18
also
seconds
true.
into the video, so we aren't going to get demonetized.
I also
Thanks,
saw that.
YouTube.
Hello, I'm Magical Captain King.
Hello.
What's up?
Magical Captain King, of course, from my former secret location.
Ah, of course.
He lived next door.
Yeah.
That was one
Which
of
was
the...
strange because we knew each other before that.
Oh yeah, but cool that it was right before. Aragorn sliding in.
Yay.
When I imagine most people sliding in, it's like a sprint and then like on the side of the leg, like kicking up dust like a baseball player.
Okay.
Aragorn, I feel it's flapping wings really fast to like skid to a halt.
Nice.
That's what I imagine.
Amazing.
Because she's an owl. You understand? He got it.
Yeah.
He got it.
Yeah.
Jonas doesn't look like he got it.
He's too cool.
He's too cool for this stream. That's right. Yes, hi.
I'm just practicing my false cuts here.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna stack the deck.
How goddamn dare you?
I do know how to do false cuts.
Mm-hmm. Did you learn for like just for funsies, or like did you ever have to perform magic, stage magic, card magic? What am I trying to say?
I mean, when I was like,
Or did you
10,
cheat at card games? I guess is my question.
When I was no,
No, when you were
I've
10.
never cheated at card
Good
games.
for you.
I did learn how to cheat to catch cheaters at one point.
Nice.
I'm not very like I don't have the physical motions down. Like my mechanics aren't good. So like I can do things like deal the second card, but like I'm not good at it.
That's
I just
cool,
know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can do very simply, and I'll show you, just if you have a deck of cards, a normal cut looks like this, right?
Where you? Yeah.
Right? So like basically you're just taking half the deck and then you're cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
Except that wasn't a normal cut, that was a false cut.
Yeah.
So if this is the 7 of hearts at the top,
Still there? Yeah, buddy. There you go.
it's
Trust no one.
trust no one, right? Like that's a 10 of diamonds on the bottom.
Well, there's something we can do when it comes to cards and trust.
Oh.
And that is having our safety card.
I spoon-fed you, and I wasn't even trying.
That was
Yeah.
good. Well done.
All right, so we'll get into what you folks have because you don't have these physical cards, but you do have options. Our green card, the play, indicates that I currently feel positive, safe to continue, whatever's happening, even if I may not look like it. Thumbs up, good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, or pause, means that we will give our attention to the person holding up the card. They need to inform the table of something in order for them to feel safe to continue, but once the card is down, good to go. Red, or stop, means gameplay will be interrupted. In our case, we'd go to a BRB screen. It's an opportunity for everyone to drop out of character, drop out of game, discuss what needs to be adjusted or spoken about or whatever, until everyone at the table feels safe to continue. Then resume. You out there in Chatland don't have cards, but you do have options. If something's going on that we can hopefully address, let us know in chat. We'd love to hear you. You can also whisper us. We will see it on screen, all of us here. Or a moderator. We have Erwin in the chat. And otherwise, of course, they would like our moderators are happy to keep it anonymous if you wish. But of course, if we'd prefer that you put your we would prefer that you put your own safety as a priority. So you always have the option to leave chat and or the stream. Don't want to see you go, but we do want to see you safe.
Absolutely.
One day I'm gonna
I said
accidentally
words.
say like, we don't want to see you go, but we love to watch you leave, and I'm like, no.
Thank you.
Segue.
Segways.
Thanks, John.
Reading aloud, patting a tool on a head makes me think of reading aloud being like, this baby's got 10,000 things that it knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can fit
Think
so
you
many
You
things.
can fit so many
know.
things in. Damn it. That's the template.
Nice.
What the fuck? That was my phone this time.
Yep.
Holy shit. I'm gonna turn this down. Oh, it was.
Trying to be helpful. You said some words.
You can
We
fit
put
so much lore in this baby.
Yeah.
Hey, why am I holding a deck of cards?
Why is John holding a deck of cards? Are we going to get into it? Are we going to get into game time?
I think we should
Yeah.
get into what this is anyway.
All right,
Besides
folks. So we are playing a 200-word RPG. It is. You can find 200-word RPGs just by searching that term. They have a website. They did it for I think 4 years, and they have giant PDFs of all of the submissions that are available for download. We printed it out for easy view for this particular page. This is from 2018. This was a finalist. The game is called the Giving Mech. I made a little logo down below.
So sweet. I love it.
If you've ever heard of the Giving Tree, it's probably inspired by that. I'm sure it's inspired by that. So it's by Juliet Louis, or Juliet Lewis, to be determined. Twitter.com/dromedary. They don't seem to tweet ever, but it exists.
It's out there.
So this is a game wherein you are trapped out in space, just you and your big metal friend. You'll be drawing cards to establish the environment that the pilot and their metal friend are facing. They will form blackjack hands, and the metal friend will also try to equal or better said first drawn blackjack hand in order to overcome the obstacle, but each card that they give, because they have a limited deck, will be giving up a part of themselves. We continue through this until there's nothing left to give. And if this goes really quickly, maybe we'll go a second time with a switch up of the folks. So those are the super basics. I will go through the whole thing in order in a moment. Do folks have any questions in general about the setting, about the stream, about the meaning of life? Probably can't answer that last one.
I mean, I have a
You never
lot of
know, yeah.
questions about the meaning of life. I'm not certain there will be answered here, but I think we'll get some clues.
I feel like I cracked the code a while ago, to be honest. I don't want to brag. I feel like I've cracked the code.
All right.
You're not going to ask?
No.
All right. Rock on. I'll take my secrets to the grave.
Nice.
I don't have to look up an FAQ every time I run into a little bit of a snag.
WWSD.
What would Snag do? Scott do.
What would Snag do?
Duh.
I love it. No, I like
Right
that. There. Oh, God.
Should we roll to find out who we are?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So in this game you can choose, but we have decided to go randomly.
Oh,
Hello,
Fenris.
we have another moderator in chat. All right, so we're gonna see who's the pilot
Gosh,
and who's
these
the
dice
metal
are so
friend.
sharp. Where do they come from?
Oh,
They're so nice, though.
these beautiful, sharp, 10-sided dice. Does it exist? Yes.
Nailed it.
They are dice by NFL. You can get your own set of beautiful dice from that link that I just dropped into chat. They're gorgeous. They're awesome. Just look at them because they're pretty. Even if you don't have any dollars, give them eyeballs. They're beautiful.
Honestly, like, I have at least 2, maybe 3 sets at home. I can't remember now, to be
Yeah.
honest. And we don't always play D10 games, but, like, when we do, I love having big, chunky, beautiful dice. I mean,
Beautiful.
who doesn't love having nice click-clacks?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So high roll is going to be what?
That's a good question. I was gonna say.
Pilot or big middle friend? I guess pilot would be the
High roll.
roller.
Okay. Here we go.
I rolled a 7.
Okay. Then I will be
Sold.
the big middle friend. I will be a 4. Sorry, I rolled a 4, I should say.
Great.
I should actually say.
So I'm just gonna set that up. So Scott's the metal friend, and John is the pilot. And let's hope I did this right.
We're just starting off Kung Fu Fenris, but we're going to be playing the Giving Mech, as you can see below, starting very shortly,
Yes,
or as the captions
great.
want to call it, the Giving Neck, which is a very different situation.
Here are the super basics, but we're actually about to go through them in more details now that we've established who is who. So friends, you are trapped in space. Just you and your big metal friend. Draw a card to start. 7 of hearts. It's a heart. Our environment is an asteroid without air.
Oh boy.
I will be playing that environment.
You always
Perfect.
you always do a good job of playing ass toroids.
Right.
Because there's no air.
Because there's
in
no air,
space.
right,
Can't
okay,
hear
yeah.
me.
Right, I got
Sorry,
it, yeah.
the sound didn't cut out. I realize when you're streaming, people don't necessarily know whether or not the sound cut out or whether you're being a smartass.
Why not both?
In fact, we want people to tell us when the
Yes.
sound.
Yeah, seriously, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
So our next phase. Oh,
Hello.
Describe yourself, the pilot. We're gonna do some world building here.
I think it's my first solo assignment. I made it through the academy with incredible grades,
Nice.
but I was always criticized a little bit for being a little too reliant on the handbook, not thinking or taking the initiative on my own, until finally I've been in the service for long enough that they decided that I was ready. I was ready to go out, but of course, I wouldn't be going alone. I'd be going with, well, you. So I'm still relatively young for a pilot out in space. I sure hope nothing goes wrong. But if something goes wrong, I know that the handbook will be there and we'll have the answers.
Describe yourself, big metal friend.
The handbook is both a book and a repository of knowledge of all things that the Academy teaches to young pilots such as yourself. And as both a physical book and as a repository of knowledge, it rests within me, the big metal friend. 1RO, or IRO for short, say. I was going to go with like iron, but it's a lot. I think it's intense. We'll call them IRO. IRO is about, I don't know, 7.5 feet tall, like mostly humanoid, and has a very expressive, but inhuman face. It just has the capability of expressing a lot of emotion. Otherwise, I think a relatively kind of humanoid creature. Very fluid joints. And what else can I say? Yeah. That's yeah. The book, just so you know, the book is located in a cage inside.
So
Iroh.
like not like your memory banks, you literally have a copy of the book.
I literally also have a copy of the book. It's also in my memory banks. But if you
Okay.
need a physical copy because you don't trust Iroh, or if something happens to Iroh's memory banks, you can physically retrieve it as well.
Okay.
Just FYI.
And now I will describe the environment. This is an asteroid without air. It is not large enough to maintain enough gravity, enough mass to keep any sort of atmosphere. However, it does seem to have, from a distance, this is part of perhaps what first attracted, it does have what looks like a very thick vein of ore in it. Something that looks metallic in nature. The surface is pitted. There are peaks and valleys. It is quite large. It is the size of a city, I would say.
Okay.
But spherical.
Yeah, sure.
It has enough gravity to keep us on the surface.
Yes.
Okay.
Somehow. Perhaps with the ability of our magical space technology. But yes, it has enough gravity to keep you down, but not enough to maintain an atmosphere. And there is
True.
a bright glow at the bottom of one particular crevice. Heat emanates from this glow. To be discovered. Big metal friend, take a stack of 16 cards. This is what you have left to give.
Did you have to look at me the whole time?
Yes, because I was going to say, but I didn't want to lose track of counting. These are very nice cards. Wow. They feel good to hold.
They feel as good to hold as
The safety cards? No.
Oh.
Not quite. But they are there because the safety cards.
Kate going
are
for the
nice.
legendary
Better.
double segue.
Yeah, anyway, back to the safety cards.
All
No.
right. I'm
Straight
just
and
actually gonna check that I
Yeah,
counted
for sure.
the correct number, but because it feels like, you know, this is a mechanics heavy kind of game, and I feel like I should.
Oh yeah, guys, the 200 words. Sorry, I meant 200 page RPG.
Oh shit!
Strap yourselves in.
Oh, we're going all night. No.
Table 402.
Column A, row I.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
they're supposed to be
No, but I was
letters and
using a
numbers.
grappling hook, so I have to use I2 and then.
The pilot and the environment in this case, because I'm sitting far away, I will trust my pilot to reveal cards, but we will each describe. So, the pilot and the environment each turn a card face up and describe an element or complication to the hardship. The two cards will make a blackjack hand. So if you wanted to draw the first card, describe, and then continue.
It's the 5 of clubs.
Sort of see.
We know that the asteroid doesn't have air. It's already been established. However, one thing that we know upon landing on the asteroid is that the ground is not as solid as we once thought it was. It's going to mean that we can't, in fact, easily launch our ship off the asteroid because it's going to absorb too much force. We won't be able to kick off outside of its gravitational pull.
Another card, please.
Okay.
6 of clubs.
Launching off the
That's-
planet
that's
is going to be a
her. She's
challenge.
the-
Yeah. No, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Sorry. I understand.
Your radiation sensors start to click, tick, buzz, whir, whatever it is that you imagine a radiation sensor making noise-wise. You quickly will come to realize that you will be exposed within an hour. You will have hit a lethal dose of radiation. The loudest, the source seems to be coming again from this glow. Our friend will flip cards until their hand wins or matches. On a bust, they will lose their cards and start again until they do win. This is blackjack rules, so we currently have an 11. It's relatively simple. Should be able to defeat with 1 or 2 cards, depending on the draw.
And then, for our, like, as we are getting into this, should we play the scene as I'm drawing, kind of finding solutions? Like, how would we want to?
That feels good. So just finishing up this description of this phase, you'll tell us what parts of you are given to protect or enable your pilot. Are your engines their new fuel source, your chassis a life craft, a down payment, a ransom? Be creative and apply your parts to any purpose. You know your purpose.
I do have a purpose, it's true. Young companion, I have discovered that the radiation dose coming from down there to be excessive. We will have to make haste in order to succeed in our mission.
You don't have to call me young companion.
How should I refer to you?
I'm Bruno Walters. Lieutenant Bruno Walters.
Lieutenant Walters.
Okay, that would be the appropriate mode of address. Sure, Iro. I'm not certain whether we anticipated this level of radioactive activity.
It was not within our initial calculations. This is correct, Lieutenant. However, I do believe that we have a few tricks up our sleeve, so to speak.
Tricks? What kind of trips? I mean, we could just stay in the ship and we could just take off.
Unfortunately, taking off is going to require a little bit more energy and finesse than otherwise anticipated. Please. And then Iro prints out a readout, which prints from like a little thing right here. It goes
Slide.
Yeah, it's
like a dot matrix printer.
Correct. He goes.
Does that mean that I get to fold off the sides and like tear off?
If that makes you happy, wearing the
has
gloves
that ever
you're
not made anyone ever?
Can confirm that. Yeah. Yes, I definitely makes me happy.
What does it say?
I was hoping you could know. I was hoping you could. I can't read. I wasn't programmed to read. No, I'm kidding. It's a shitty fucking rope.
Ropes. Okay.
Sorry. Oh my god. Due to the makeup of the surface of this planet, launching from it will require a certain degree more energy than we had anticipated. However, I have a plan. If we can outfit our thrusters with additional fuel, we should be able to find the thrust required.
Well, we still were given a job to do. We had to come here and collect whatever we could. We have to get the samples ready so that we can see if this asteroid is going to be ready for mining. We can't start thinking about leaving just yet. We still have a mission to take care of, but if I leave the ship, well, I don't think it's going to be very good for me.
Lieutenant Walters.
Yes, Iro?
I believe that I have a solution to our problem. The radiation, as you have mentioned, will shorten our time here on the asteroid. However, I believe we can find a way through it together. Here, and then I'm going to, well, I guess I'll do this to start. I drew a 2 of hearts. Iro is going to take a large, essentially a big battery pack off of its back and turn it upside down. Inside is a large inflatable radiation shield. But unfortunately, the actual shield itself is powering that extra source of that auxiliary, that battery.
So is the battery powering the
no,
source, the source powering the battery?
The little solar shield or whatever it is powering this battery. So by removing it, I no longer have this auxiliary power. However, I believe we can use this to shield you outside from the radiation, to increase the likelihood of your survival.
Well, of course, absolutely. It's only appropriate that the officer is managed.
Jack of Spades.
Great. Describe one more thing, and you will have matched. Thank you. Sorry, also share that with the class.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have managed to equal or surpass. So
We need to be able to escape. We need to have an escape plan from the planet. So Iroh is going to do some quick calculations, and as mentioned, as I suspected, we will require an additional fuel source to be able to produce the thrust necessary to lift off from this planet. I believe I have just such a fuel source. If you'll give me a moment. Actually, Lieutenant, I'm a little shy. Would you mind turning around?
Why? Why would you be shy?
I believe humans have certain parts of themselves that they don't like to expose to others. I didn't think we had quite arrived at that point yet.
Who programmed you to feel embarrassment?
My creators programmed me to feel everything that a human feels, up to and including embarrassment.
Oh, you can't feel everything that a human feels.
Are you certain of that? I have felt many things in my lifetime.
I'm not saying that you don't feel. I'm just saying that you're a robot and I am a human, and we are different. We experience the universe in a different fashion. We're not even made of the same stuff. How can we feel the same way? How could we even know if you feel the same way as you?
That is one of the philosophical questions of our age, Lieutenant.
Oh, all right. I'll give you your privacy, I guess.
There's a clanking sound as Iroh reaches deep within itself and removes a small... Oh, I was gonna say... No, it's a very small fusion core, which is... I already use powering auxiliary functions, eh? Trying to think of what else it could be like. Oh, so this is it's powering additional emotion capabilities. So Iroh's lost a little bit of their ability to feel certain things. Wonder, perhaps. Some of the more advanced human feelings. But I don't think the lieutenant would know that.
Are there any mirrors that I can glance at?
I say hell yeah.
I'm sure there's a reflective screen somewhere.
I think I'm gonna try to peek through the reflection to see what's happening. But the thing is, I still don't really know what's happening other than you're opening up a port, and taking something out. So
right. But the way that it's being done could, if it was a human being, I knew it. If it was a human being, you might feel that you were walking into something quite private. It feels quite a private act. But upon removing this singular, fusion core, it is presented to the lieutenant. I will.
So I can turn around.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, well. Oh, all right. Where do I jack this into the ship?
Iroh indicates a port near one of the control panels.
So wander over. The port is going to slide open flawlessly because, look, I'm very, very rigorous when it comes to my inspections of my own vessel, and I spend the extra time. Now, I am required to get 8 hours of rest in order to pilot the ship properly.
Oh, shit.
So I don't have a lot of time for socializing.
Okay.
But I will apply this new fuel source.
May I say, Lieutenant, your ship is certainly one of the tidiest and most organizationally satisfying that I have seen in my time at the Academy.
Have you been on a lot of ships, Iroh? Do we clear these cards?
So I
Yes,
guess I was waiting for
yes.
an appropriate
We'll just-
lull in the moment to interrupt. In that, so you have successfully dealt with the radioactivity, and you've successfully provided what should be sufficient power to escape again. So you clear all of these cards away. Your deck is forever reduced. And
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
When you feel like you're at an appropriate moment to introduce a new complication, please draw
Aha.
2 more cards.
I have served on a grand total of 7 ships so far in my career with the Academy. But this is, as I said, the most organizationally satisfying.
Well, I mean, it's not much, but it's mine. I still don't actually quite feel like it's my own yet. I wasn't even sure that I was gonna get one.
As a lieutenant, everyone receives their own ships for exploration and mission purposes.
Well, yes, I thought I might ride a desk for a long time.
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with the concept of riding a desk. Does it transport well?
No, it meant that I would have to stay back at command, that I wouldn't get a chance to fly.
You know who else is at command? The commander. Certainly something to which I assume a young lieutenant like yourself would aspire.
There's never been a commander who hasn't been an excellent pilot. Okay. I'm shielded, so the radiation won't get me, and we'll be able to take off again. So let's head out. Let's go and see what's...
Allow me to make sure that your suit is sealed properly first, please.
Of course.
The radiation shield does indeed fit around your spacesuit, kind of like a large human glove. Like a large human glove. You heard what I said. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
anyway,
fair
it's fitted around you. And then Iroh opens
Why
the...
is it stabbed Trojan?
It's a good question.
Right under the...
This is a corporate meritocracy. Anyway, we were funded by Trojan. I'll open the door onto the surface of this asteroid.
If you could draw a card and describe a element or complication to the hardship.
Well, we're going outside. Maybe it's you.
We each describe one.
Okay.
It's a team effort.
It's the 10 of diamonds.
Uh-oh. I don't know where this is going.
There's the ore is incredibly bright. It's very difficult to look at, and it not only is emanating radiation, for which I am being protected, but it also is glowing with the heat that it's giving off. So it's very hot. Part of the radiation that's giving off is infrared, but also the visible spectrum. It's almost too bright. Jack of clubs.
Ooh.
That's a 20. That'll be difficult to match. Or
Come on, Iroh.
surpass without busting. The ore, now that you are outside of the ship, what little you can see of it with your human eyes, and what you can relatively simply see with your mechanical eyes. The surface is liquid. You can tell that there are patches that are solid, but the surface itself is liquid, and you can see. No, I don't think that happens when there isn't oxygen. I was going to say the air is shimmering above it, but since there's no air,
Oh god.
you can just tell that it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the planet's surface is still rock, but the surface of the ore itself.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not so much like walking on the surface that it's going to be a problem. It's more
Yeah.
so that like the ore itself is
Yeah.
going to be difficult to handle. I see.
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Nice. Are you all right, Lieutenant?
Oh, sure. I just have to. If I just peek through a slit, I may be able to. It's very bright. Maybe you're going to have to take the sample yourself, or.
As much as your Iroh, of course I can assist you in your mission, Lieutenant, but if I was to perform some of the duties for you, that wouldn't quite be the same effort on your behalf, would it?
What does it matter? We're a team. We're supposed to bring back the the sample itself, does it matter which one of us actually does the physical action?
I believe it does. I've heard of other pilots on missions before that Command has refused to promote because they left all of their work to their companions.
All right, well then I guess I'm gonna have to...
Lieutenant, please. Perhaps I can assist you in some way, rather than taking the sample directly. If you do peek out, Iroh's like right up in your face and just like looking quite curiously with like tiny little eyes.
Doesn't Section 20, Paragraph 2 state that the mission parameters are of the utmost importance, and as long as the health and safety of the pilot is not being threatened, completing the mission is paramount?
Retrieving data. Retrieved. Yes, that is in fact what it says in paragraph 20. No, what did you say? Whatever. Something.
Section 20,
22.
Paragraph 2.
That's the ticket. Section 20, paragraph 2.
Keep up, Iroh.
I'm doing my best. However, Lieutenant, this may come as a surprise to you, but there are certain rules of the Academy and of the universe that are not contained within the rulebook.
Wait, you know about rules that I don't?
Only through my experience. I believe what you humans call life experience.
Your life experience is drawn from what exactly? The
Living.
experience of all the other Irohs? Do you share a communal mind?
Not in as much, not in the sense that you're thinking. We have been known to share ideas over a glass of, oil. We drink oil. Yeah, just deal with it. God. I am referring, however, to
It's getting hot in here.
It sure
Things
is
that I have-
glowing brightly.
Oh God.
It's our eyeballs.
Yeah. Oh, it's all right. It's all right, Lieutenant. I can here. We'll continue this conversation in a moment. Perhaps I can assist you with the pressing matter of being able to see. I'm going. Iroh is going to. Okay. Yeah. So that'll be for that. Okay. Iroh is going to remove their their like ocular plate, basically, which is sort of a plate like eyes. Remove it, essentially rendering them unable to see much. But they have others, they have the ability to sense things through other sensors, and clamp it to the front of your spacesuit.
Okay.
Please draw a card.
Yes, I should be able to do that, right? It is an Ace of Hearts.
Now, ace in blackjack, for those of you unfamiliar, can be counted as a 1 or an 11, so it gives you some flexibility in your ability to reach 21 and not exceed it.
So, fingers crossed. If I just hook this into your suit, just give me a moment.
Into my suit?
Yes, you should be able to process with my vision plate. Here. There. And suddenly it's feeding you visual data, which you can toggle on and off at your will.
Well, we don't know if it succeeds.
Oh, yes, that's true, right? Okay, so it's doing it's
so
in the
you're
process.
of it. Does it perhaps need some more parts to finish to bridge the gap between human eyes?
Oh, it does, yeah. Oh God. All right. Yeah, I was hoping to save this. There's a piece of this like robot's arm that's sort of like connective almost. It's springy and flexible and can be used to tie things together. It's an
Another
ace of
ace.
diamonds.
So now we're up to 12.
Yep.
Oh God. Give me another one, baby. In order to handle the liquid nature of the ore as well at the same time, I'm going to give to you one of my hands, which can.
So I can handle the ore with
Yeah,
it?
exactly. It is humanoid, but it can mold and form into other shapes.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll be able to like pick things up that way.
12. It's a jack of
There's
diamonds.
a jack of diamonds.
I keep going for the wrong device. I'm like, touch buttons. No, mouse buttons.
Why did you want two Pintos, Eric? Okay, we're gonna need even more then. I am sorry, Lieutenant. This is going to be difficult, but I am committed to making sure you bring this home for the Academy and for yourself.
Yes, thank you, Iroh. But it's not working. I can't get the hand to move.
Oh, of course. It's attached to my central motor cortex. I think it just needs some more interactive parts. Just hold on for another moment, please.
I'm waiting.
Yes, Lieutenant. I know.
It's okay. The radiation shield's up. We're not in a rush.
It's not going to hold forever, Lieutenant, and I
What?
want to make sure we won't stay on this asteroid forever.
Well, no, of course not.
So, nothing lasts forever.
No.
There's a gentle kind of like touch on the shoulder at like nothing lasts forever.
Oh.
But anyway, I need to think of other body parts or things, I should say. I should say body parts.
I don't have the same neural interface that you do in order to make the hand do what I want. Are you sure?
I think you can, though. If I essentially graft it to your suit as an extension of your own arm, you'll be able to interface with it by moving your own hand. Trust me. And then I'm going to... Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna remove a very important chunk of the sort of motor cortex from within myself. So Iroh can
I still can't see it properly, so...
Yeah.
We're getting there. Well, hang on. I'll probably have to draw 2 more cards, so I'll help with that too. This is going to be to make sure that you can at least move the hand as it connects to the interface of the system. It's 4 of diamonds.
We're up to 16.
Okay. Well, I'm not staying. All right. This is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Please forgive me for the time that it's taking.
Iroh, I still don't have a neural interface to either this vision cortex or the hand that you've given me.
It's a shame, is it not, that we are not quite as compatible as...
Iroh, we're compatible. Come on.
That's true. I meant in a more literal sense of the term, but I understand what you're saying as well.
Sure. I mean, look, we feel the same things, right?
Yes. There's like a hint of I'm not so sure anymore in there.
It's like you said, you were programmed to feel like I feel. So, if I could just borrow a neural link, then we can move forward.
Why don't you describe to me how you feel right now? And Iroh is going to remove a neural link, which will remove Iroh's ability to learn about new human experiences. But I want to hear how you feel. 9 of clubs.
Oh, we bust.
That is a bust.
On a bust. Yeah.
On a bust, lose those cards and start again until you do win.
I've given so much of myself.
So we have a 10 of diamonds and a jack of clubs. I'm just gonna reset.
We keep these?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Until I win. I have a feeling this is going to be...
But we just lost 2 aces. We could have had blackjack.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a disaster.
Okay. Well, at the moment, I feel like... I feel excited.
Mm.
I've never set foot out on an asteroid before. And it's honestly incredible. It's unlike anything that I've ever felt. And I'm about to hold a metal that possibly no one has ever touched before. I can't wait to just dig in there, scoop it up, and we just have to get it into our sample.
Lieutenant, are you on this mission to better yourself or to better the course of humanity? And because the lieutenant can't see Iroh at the moment, Iroh is going to, if the motor cortex is already kind of fucked, then moving is going to be a hassle anyway. The whole lower part of the torso is coming off because there's like little tiny wheels underneath, so I can still kind of zip around a little bit, but not super well.
Considering it's a craggy asteroid surface.
Exactly. Inside the legs are additional pieces of connective tissue that I'm trying to hook up to get this neural interface working. Here it comes. 5 of spades. I agree. This is really bad news. I don't know.
Well, look, I'm also excited because it's the first time that I've been assigned an IRO. And, well, I spent an awful lot of times in simulators. When you're in a simulator, you get to talk to your instructor, but he isn't really that interested in talking about normal stuff. He's evaluating you, making sure that you're doing all the procedures in the right order. And I always knew what procedures needed to be done. So the instructors didn't really have a whole lot of time to talk to me. It's different. Being on a mission with somebody, instead of feeling like you're on your own.
I'm not sure if I understand what you mean by normal stuff. Are we talking about normal stuff? The makeup of this metal, for example?
Well, I mean, the makeup of this metal isn't normal, otherwise we wouldn't be here, right? The whole reason that we were landing on this asteroid is so that we could bring it back. So that scientists could have a look and see and find out just what this might be. I wonder what it might be able to do. I wonder what we might be able to build with it.
It will be nice to dream of these things. Let's make sure we can bring it back, shall we?
Yes.
The other hand is gonna, again, be removed to try to essentially connect the other arm into an additional, into the ability to sort of hold pieces in their hands.
Okay.
It's a 7 of clubs.
So we're 12?
12.
That's...
I mean, it's not better, obviously.
No,
It's-
we really wanted to be at 11.
I only have 16 cards, by the
Yeah.
way, so,
Yeah.
it's not even... I don't even know what's in here.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. I'm not sure if you quite answered my question, Lieutenant. You should know I'm simply trying to keep you entertained while I work out these last few kinks in the visual system.
Oh, we can work together. What was the question?
Are you on this mission for yourself or for the betterment of humanity?
For the betterment of humanity. It would have to be, right? I don't need this medal. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Not the medal, the implications of the mission, your ambitions, perhaps in life, to, as you say, no commander ever became so without being a good pilot first, and to be a good pilot is to accomplish your missions. Is that not the case? Inside the top of the Iroh's head, it's going to remove another piece of neural interface, which will further reduce its ability to sort of think emotionally. And I'm up to a 4 of hearts.
16?
16?
That's where we were before.
Yeah. Maybe I'll draw another 5. Who knows?
Yeah, 5 or a 6.
6 would be bad.
Oh yeah, just 5, I think.
5 or a 4. Matching.
or 4.
Matching is.
Oh, matching is success too, right? So 4. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm math good.
I mean, look. This asteroid, it holds key to a lot of things. It's a new metal, sure, but maybe it's a new metal. I've never had a metal before.
Oh. I see. You were using 2 words that sound similar to describe 2 different ideas. The metal here is a symbol, is it not?
Yeah, they're homonyms,
Yes.
depending on your accent.
What is an accent?
Well, depending on where you're from, humans, I guess, when we're coded, we are programmed to imitate. We learn by observing, and so therefore we are shaped by who we observe. The way that we speak is very much based on who we're observing when we're young. I was born in Copernicus City, on Luna, and they sound an awful lot like I do now. So we say metal and metal pretty similarly, I guess.
I have never been to Copernicus City. I hear it is a very beautiful place.
What is Copernicus City like? Environment?
Oh, that's a good question.
It has towering spires of glass that shines blues and greens against the bright auroras that scatter the sky throughout every evening. You don't have to wait for certain times of year because the closest star is extremely active, and therefore the city is often subject to outages, as the power of the solar flares will at times interrupt radio communications, so it can at times be very isolated and yet also magnificent to behold.
At times where the communications get knocked out, what you do is you gather with your family, because you can't download from the external nets, and you obviously can't send any messages out by Ansel. So
I understand. Gathering with your family, then, is something that you do often? Something that brings you searching joy?
I haven't been able to do it all that long.
Oh.
Never since I entered the academy, I've really had to focus on my work and on memorizing the handbook. And they do know that I'm out on my first mission, but I really only was able to send them a 30-second communique.
Lieutenant,
Yes, Ira?
will you go home to your family after this mission?
Depends on where the commander chooses to send us next.
Perhaps you could put in for some time off. I've heard that that's done sometimes at the academy.
Well, I've graduated from the academy now, but I mean, this is just my first mission. There's got to be other ones out there, right?
I just think it is important to take the time with the people that you searching. Love, as much as you can. Perhaps you should see Copernicus City once more. Iroh is going to look down at the legs that have been basically discarded and start fashioning them into a large container, which will be able to actually hold the liquid.
Okay.
The being able to scoop it up is all well and good, but it needs to go in a container. And Iroh's legs are going to form that container. I'm drawing a card. It's a Jack of Hearts.
That's a bust. I am going to rule that we're going to draw a new hand, and I will add new complications in
That makes
addition.
sense to me.
So we're going to start fresh.
Take the rest of those.
Oh, you will. Yeah. Thank you.
I guess technically we don't have to shuffle.
No.
So in other words, if we bust, we're adding more complications, but we are drawing a new hand.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 of diamonds. There's something alive on this asteroid.
Ah. Spooky.
Queen of Hearts.
There's a distant rumble that you initially took as perhaps just ambient noise, the sort of sound of this asteroid,
Seismic activity.
Yeah.
perhaps seismic activity, but now it's growing closer, and there are particles. It isn't exactly a dust cloud because without air, there isn't the same sort of atmosphere for it to suspend into. But there are little bits of rock, of surface dust being kicked up. You can tell that something is approaching that is living,
Yeah.
and it's getting closer.
Oh god.
Do we both know this, or
You can hear a rumble getting closer.
Iroh?
Yes, Lieutenant Walters.
What is that?
Unfortunately, I lack the data to be able to answer that question completely. However, I can imagine that it is moving, and that therefore it may be alive.
The handbook states that if we are encountering any extraterrestrial life that we have no longer, or that we have not previously encountered, I'm not qualified to act as an ambassador for Earth. I don't even know if I'll survive contact with another life form.
Lieutenant Walters, if you are not capable of acting as an ambassador, I certainly am not either. We have 2 options, as I see it. We can either do our best, meet this new challenge head on, and see what we can discover together, or We can throw out the rulebook just this once. Follow our hearts.
The rulebook says that there's nothing we can do. Do you think there's something we can do?
Yes. I believe I do.
You've served on 7 ships before. What happened to the other 6 pilots?
My initial impulse was like, they're all gone. They're all fucking dead.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They were delicious.
Good answer.
The environment will speak.
Oh, yes.
With every few missions, partnerships are reassessed and reconfigured until the ideal pairing has been found. And as mechs complete more missions, they start to become specialized in certain skills based on what they've already done. And there was a sense when you were paired up with Lieutenant Bruno Walters that you two might be an ideal pair for life.
Oh.
That this would be a mission, this would be your last reassignment.
Or shakedown crews?
The other 6 pilots have gone on to different things, specializing in various forms of adventure, exploration, or as you called it before, desk riding.
Well, did they ever have any encounters with a life form like this on a mission?
No. This is why I'm proposing that the rulebook may not have all of the answers that we seek. Lieutenant Walters.
I can't see. I
It's
don't
all
have-
right.
I don't have the rules to tell me what to do.
I will be able to see for you, but you will have to do something for me.
What's that?
Take this, my voice modulator, which allows me to speak in the same tongue as you. No, hang on, not that. Not the same tongue. This allows me to speak with a certain amount of human emotion and modulation. If you place this into your suit's external audio port, you'll be able to broadcast your voice across a much longer distance. You can hail this life form before it arrives.
Well, I can't transmit voice. You mean I can transmit voice on the electromagnetic spectrum?
Exactly.
Because I certainly can't talk to them. There's no atmosphere.
That's a good point. But yes.
I assume we're speaking because you're inside my helmet.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever this is, it will
I am
work.
Absolutely removing my
Theoretically.
voice modulator. That's a 10 of hearts.
Alright.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
Can you come over here and give it to me?
Yes. Yes, I can. Here you are, Lieutenant Walters. Take this. You should be able to interface with the life form now.
Okay. Hello out there?
You're doing great, Lieutenant.
Anyone who's out there, this is Lieutenant Bruno Walters of the Space Fleet of Earth.
The rumbling stops.
Perhaps you have done what needs to be done.
I don't know. We still have to get the sample.
Yes. I have a container for it, and we need to
just-
find a way to get it
I
inside.
need the Neuralink to work. I can't even see these aliens that are coming at us.
Do not worry, Lieutenant. I have something else here for you, and I will fully remove my ability to see, so that you can see with this Queen of Spades.
Nice.
So I feel like a whole bunch of things all click into place at once, right? Like you can see, you can use these mech hands now. There's a container. I will say now that you can see me, just to be clear, Iroh is legless on 2 small wheels.
Okay.
There's hands missing, and like definitely parts of the body have gone. The face is a lot less expressive as well.
Iroh?
Yes, it is still me.
What about the aliens? Do I see them?
You see particles settling back down to the ground. If you could reveal a card for me.
3 of hearts.
You realize that as much as the speech and all of the connections were finalized, you cannot not broadcast at this frequency. And when you say Iro, the rumbling picks up again, and you can start to see shapes in the distance. Multiple shapes. Can't quite make them out yet.
Okay.
5 of diamonds.
Okay.
The whoever these creatures are, they're pretty protective of the asteroid and its contents. Okay. Well, I mean, they haven't said anything. Maybe they're not intelligent.
I'm not sure if I could discover that at this late stage.
Iro, it's fine. All we have to do is just get this stuff on board, and then we'll rebuild you. We'll give you back your parts.
So now you do have your hands and your leg bucket.
I'm going to scoop some of this ore into the leg bucket. I'm going to fashion knifey scoops.
Knifey scoops!
Knifey scoops, and I'm going to use the knifey scoops to dig into the ore and pull up enough of it so that I can stuff it into the leg bucket.
It looks like it's going to start dissolving the hands.
Oh no! Oh no!
Iro, I can't lift this. We need something that will resist the heat of the ore.
Yes, of course. I understand, and I can assist with this. In fact, there is something I wanted to retrieve, so it will be easier this way.
Okay.
The most of the, like, not chassis, but like torso, most of it is removed, so there's just basically a skeletal kind of outline left. The torso itself is made of an incredibly strong heat and corrosion resistant metal, because, you know, what was important was maintaining the integrity of the rulebook, which is sort of in the center.
Right.
It's now exposed to the elements.
Okay.
May not last forever. You can see what is essentially like a small kind of flip book, just basically hovering in the center of Iro.
Just have a little guy in the bottom right corner of everything going like...
"Ooh," yeah, as you flip through it, 100%. So you've joined the academy. Woo! The torso is provided as a way of being able to scoop more of this ore out. However, I should...
Yeah.
The 2 of spades? Son of... I have 2 cards.
Ace.
However, also within this torso part, there is a long, thin, flexible tube. If you will allow me, Lieutenant, I would like to do one more thing to make sure you have the time you need to bring this back to the ship.
Sure. Yeah, of course. We'll get you back to the ship afterwards.
Perhaps. Yes. No, I want to make sure that the ore makes it back first.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you have the time,
Okay.
Lieutenant. Here. Lieutenant, in your pocket, I believe you have an extra... I believe you have what you referred to as a handkerchief.
Okay, I lift out my handkerchief with my knifey scoop.
And I will take it, fasten it to this long, flexible tube. If you will allow me, I think it is important to show this alien life force, that we come in peace, and we are not trying to...
A truce flag!
Exactly.
Okay, then I need a pole to attach it to.
Yes.
Yeah, you just mentioned doing so.
That's right, 9 of spades.
Perfect.
Yes, a pole. The flexible, sort of, piece of, I guess, plastic with the, kerchief on the end, I think is hoisted and is being used
So I'm gonna
basically to, as a
wave
truce,
it
yeah.
a few times and then slam it down into the dirt of the asteroid. And I'm going to scoop up that stuff so that I can, now that he's given me the shielding that I
Yeah.
need to... Okay, so now we just have to get this back on the ship and we can get out of here. I'm gonna grab the scoop, and I'm gonna start running towards the ship.
All right. Would you like to reveal a card, please?
It's the King of Diamonds.
Well. Let's sure hope
We cannot.
Let's
beat
hope this
the
is a
mace.
20!
The rumbling is now obviously the form of several large beings. They seem to be rolling on wheels, but they seem to be made out of flesh and bone covered in fur.
Oh.
There are teeth, but not quite heads. There are claws, but not quite hands. Whatever this is, they seem angry. And they are coming. Flag or no flag?
Flag or no flag?
3 of clubs. The aliens have a hive mind, so taking one of them out isn't going to be enough. They don't care about an individual. It's like the equivalent of knocking off like a finger. You have to take either the queen out or all of them out. I don't think they're very friendly, Iroh.
I do not believe so either. Their behavior would not dictate that.
Okay, then, okay. I'm gonna leave the ore behind and I'm gonna run up to Iroh's chassis at this point. Alright, let's get you back on the ship. We gotta go.
No, the ore.
We don't need the ore.
You do. For humanity. For your family.
My family doesn't even know where I am. Come on, let's go, Iroh.
Lieutenant Walters, respectfully, my duty is to serve you, and your mission is to return that ore. Now, we don't have much time, so let me just say this. And the rulebook itself kind of pushes a little bit out. Take this. Take this.
6 of spades.
6 of spades. Oh. And may I respectfully say, screw the rulebook. And I'm gonna take off on my little wheels towards the charging aliens.
The aliens break off into two masses. They form a pincer movement
Oh.
and quickly encircle our metal friend.
I'm gonna throw the rulebook at the aliens.
Yay!
To distract them.
It's a 2 megaton bomb. It's not actually a rulebook.
The pilot,
No, I'm just kidding.
the metal friend has nothing left to give. The pilot will narrate what the world looks like with one less friend in it.
The aliens are coming fast. Clearly, Iroh isn't enough to stop them. I don't have the strength to carry the ore with me onto the ship. I needed your help. I try. Desperately.
So the success fail is about the mech, not about you. So him busting doesn't mean you fail your mission.
Necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I just want to make sure that, yeah.
I try,
Mm-hmm.
but realize that I can't carry everything with me, so I use one of my Nike scoops to pull out just the smallest bit of ore that I can, and I race back onto the ship, and I set it down, and knowing now that not only is there enough thrust for me to get off the ship, but now we're carrying less weight. The ship takes off. I managed to get it back. The Space Fleet Command is overjoyed that I was able to complete the mission. And they assigned me a new Iroh. It's not the same. It could never be the same.
Bittersweet.
Thanks, friends.
Yay!
So,
How tragic.
that was the Giving Mech.
I gave.
You gave.
I gave.
Until there was nothing
Until
left.
I had
to give.
nothing left. Little chassis on wheels. Should have had guns. Should have thought to have guns. Would've been nice. Not quite that.
I have one last thing to give you.
Hey, Alex Spot likes the mechanics. I like them too. I think it's different,
Yeah.
right? I think that helps, but I think it's a nice way to evoke the giving, right? That you have a limited resource and it's a physically limited thing. It's a bit like ball out of bubblegum, in that
Yeah.
you have your stick of bubblegum. To have that small deck of cards, and especially you had one card, we drew something more than 10.
That's it. It was like, well,
Odds are forever against you.
yeah, that's it. Just too bad. But yeah, no, it's very true. I came across a slightly different RPG, which I thought had a similar system. It's not quite the same, but it does also use a deck of cards. And I think it's nice to also like repurpose tools that we associate with certain things and
Yeah.
give them a new life.
Yeah.
Like here, like you say, right? It's the giving mechanic. But also each card felt like, okay, this has to be a new piece, a new individual thing that I have to do here, which is cool.
Are we gonna try again?
Yeah, that's the question. Do folks want to do a second round where you switch roles?
Yeah, I just need a 2-minute washroom
I
break,
also
but, like,
need a 2-minute break, so go for it.
Okay.
You
And
can
I'll
go
set
for
us
it.
up. I'm just gonna set us up while he goes. But yeah, folks, we'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings about this thus far.
I'd also like to hear your thoughts and feelings about how we sound currently.
Yeah.
I also have to remind myself constantly that we cannot sound perfect. There's no way we
No.
can sound perfect. We don't have a live sound operator holding, and like 6 boom operators who are just like angling with a studio that is perfectly well treated and all that.
Yeah.
Audio's great. Okay, good. Good.
Um,
We have ways to we have ways to improve it. We have sound panels that we have to put up, but I think I finally figured out some solutions, and Kate was instrumental in helping me out with that.
Go
So
team.
that helps.
I mean, it
sounding
just
better than
helps
last week
having time.
is better. That's good.
But yes, Ellie Spot, you are correct in that you can't really win. It will always end with a metal friend running out of things to give. That is correct. You repeat with new challenges from the environment and pilot until there is nothing left to give. The pilot narrates what the world looks like with one less friend in it. And that's how it ends. So I guess that's kind of akin to 10 candles, in that there are the 10 candles and the game is always supposed to end with them all burnt out or blown out. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
10 candles, you will lose.
Yeah.
Or you will die.
yeah, or
actually,
fail
is the
or
way to-
whatever.
It's death.
Yeah.
I think it's specifically death.
Yeah.
You won't survive.
Yeah.
Here the pilot survives to the end, but then maybe not.
Yeah.
We know that the mech no longer survives.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna also BRB. Are you on water?
These I'm great. Thanks. These cards I am very impressed with. I actually have a whole bunch of different decks of cards because I like shuffling and stuff. These are Copag.
Not
And they're not the most expensive ones. I own Chems. Chems they also feel very nice, but they're a lot slidier. These have a nice texture to them, which I really like, which is a bit nicer for shuffling. Yeah, we're looking into that.
We were just having that conversation, actually,
conversation.
Ellie Spot. Yeah.
What we're hoping to do is put on a curtain track behind us some heavy curtain. We'd have to figure it out. But
Yeah.
drape curtain, yeah.
Same.
There's 2 things that we have to figure out. The first is we're not actually sure. We might need an impact driver to get into the ceiling. It's a condo unit. It's not like wood. It's concrete, so we have to figure that out. And then we also have to figure out how to do it, because this is also my office. I think we just have to make sure that I can still access this at some point. I mean, Scott is an angel.
I just have to sit here every time, Captain Split.
Earth angel, will you be mine?
Yeah.
My darling dear,
I already said
love
yes.
you for all time.
Dude, I don't need the whole. I already said yes.
I'm just a fool in love with you.
Thanks. That's nice.
and then Marty's parents kiss.
Right.
So, well, technically it's during that. Anyway, so you've had a weird feeling all weekend, Kung Fu Fenders? Yes, hand reappears. I need to work there too. I mean, yeah. Technically, though, you can't see where I work.
No, and you don't get to. I mean,
No.
maybe.
Well, I'm seated relatively close to where that chair is right now, but my work computer is actually directly behind this camera. We were optimizing the space.
I've always wanted to, like, as when we did
He
those.
plays Johnny Be Good.
I like that. When we were doing those big streams. The hell am I trying to say? Anyway, like those long
Marathons?
streams, marathon streams. Yeah, you know that thing where you run for a long time, a marathon. It always excited me to be like, let's do like a tour of the space. You know, let's see where we. But basically every time I've sort of thought that, we've been in the process of like changing something, improving some, iterating on something or improving something, which is kind of fun.
A marathon soon might not be out of the question. We have done a bunch of expenses
True.
recently.
It's true.
I know a couple people in chat who haven't been to our previous one.
Ooh.
And they're fun. It's a great, cool all-day event kind
Yeah.
of situation.
We'll have to figure out some. That honestly, we might have to.
Might be
think
fun.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
too.
Yes, there are different work desks and workspaces. This computer was brought to you in part by you guys.
Thank you.
Your funding, your subscriptions, your
Melf's acid
Bits.
flashback. Fuck. Oh my
Nice.
god. Because
Thank
there's a
you.
spell in D&D called
Yeah.
Melf's acid arrow.
I like
that's a
that.
great name.
Yeah.
Etc. So yeah, all of this is dedicated to our stream space. John has his own work computer.
Yeah.
Separate.
When I'm streaming,
Yeah.
when I'm streaming alone, it is at my section of the office. Essentially, my section of the office is over there, and this section is for like the role playing stuff.
Which we appreciate.
That's fine. A whole chunk of Kate's office is set up for like
Yes.
a guest room.
It's true.
Okay, we don't need intense music right now. We're gonna go back to the chill stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I can post those again. Because it sparks joy.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we've moved things. Yay. So we've had our little break. Are folks set? Are they
I'm
good
ready to
to
jump in.
go
I understand
into
how the
this
game works.
again? All right. So then I'm gonna flash up the game rules again for any new arrivals.
Yeah, we should do a marathon.
Yeah.
Oh no, I started a whole thing.
No, because like
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
honestly, the other
we've
thing
done
is
a
that if
bunch
we
of
do
stuff.
drapes behind us,
Yeah.
we've got to get quality.
Yes,
like,
that's the whole
like
thing.
we can't do like, IKEA $5 fabric.
Yeah.
Not that IKEA fabric's bad. It's just
No.
that we need something that's heavy and also matte.
Yeah.
Yes, that's super. It's super
Yeah.
important. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's actually a really good idea.
Velvet.
Yeah. We'll see.
Asbestos. They got to be asbestos curtains.
Look. It's
It's just
a
down the road.
certified
Geographically speaking.
antique.
We do have a steamer.
That's
I love that,
awesome.
Mills. Yes. There you go.
Yep.
Oh, the spell's not worth memorizing. Oh.
Heavy
Heavy
drapes.
creased drapes.
I can show you most of the drapes in our house because
But we don't.
fuck steaming them.
I mean,
Yeah,
could
no,
we find
honestly.
it at Fabricville?
Yeah, probably.
It's
Anyway,
just
this
mostly it also has to be a good
Yeah.
track.
This is subject to discuss.
Yes, we're
not
gonna
when we're
discuss
trying
this.
to start our next
Oh my
round.
god. Okay.
Oh yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. But yes, talk more about it in our Discord.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Louis.
Spooey. But we are going to get back to our second round. So to remind us of our setting, I do encourage us to completely forget all of the world building that we did. Completely different universe, maybe a different theme. This one was maybe a little Star Trek. We want to go more Star Wars or something completely different. Whatever sparks joy, whatever warms your hearts. You're trapped out in space. Just you and your big metal friend. Draw a card to start. If it's a heart, we will redraw because I don't want to.
Bizarre.
Okay, we're going to redraw. I want a different Environment.
And then I'll shuffle later.
Yeah.
It's also a heart. Hang on, I'm gonna...
Draw until you don't get a heart.
That's a diamond.
Diamond. All right. You are in the black depths of space.
Jesus.
Describe yourself, the pilot.
I'm an old soul, what used to be known as a space cowboy back in the days. Big white handlebar mustache, would wear a Stetson if they still existed, kind of thing. The job involves exploring the furthest reaches of space to continue to discover those things that we haven't yet found, right? This is someone who basically rides out amongst the asteroids and the comets and the furthest reaches of space to see what's out there. It's a dangerous damn job, but someone's got to do it. And that's me. Zaps McGee. Don't write that down. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's my parent. I know. I was trying to. That's just such a
Rip
good
off my Zaps McGee.
It's a good name.
You can think on the name for a little.
I will.
Yeah.
That's the pilot.
Describe yourself, big metal friend.
I am the kinetic entity with neural transmission, otherwise known as Kent.
Ah, love that.
Me and the pilot have been around for a long, long time. Enough to the point where I've started picking up some of his mannerisms. I've basically been the mechanic behind his captaincy, always making sure that the ship runs as smoothly as it can when we're dealing with these, whatever you can call them out here in deep space. I'm always there, ready with either a suggestion or maybe just an extra sling in hand. But I'm one part horse, one part fellow cowboy.
Yeah. Part 6-shooter. I love it.
Center
I love
mod.
it.
One part gun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fucking thrilled.
All right. The unwelcome environment is the black depths of space.
I'm a gun
Guntor! That's really good.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. Now, it isn't just dark because space is empty a lot of the time. It's dark because you have been traveling quite a long distance, and a wormhole has flung you
Whoa.
somewhere even further.
Whoa.
I'm taking my
You
16
seem
cards.
to be far from anything. You cannot see a single star.
So we're literally in the black.
At least with the naked eye out of your view screen. Yes. Or window, or whatever the heck you want your spaceship to look like.
Yeah, portholes for sure. I think there's definitely some ability to look out the side. I kind of picture it almost like a much more futuristic, but like a stagecoach. You know, there'd be
Nice.
benches
Nice.
along with the controls that you kind of have to pass through to that section, but there's like benches where you can kind of look out and so on and so forth.
Huh.
Quite like that actually.
Important of being Kent.
The importance of being
Known. The pilot and the environment each turn a card face up and describe.
a problem.
Yeah. An element or complication to the hardship.
This is 2 of spades. The pilot, whose name is Charlie, none given, punches a few buttons at the controls, and then turns around with a big, weary sigh. Got any more of that water back there? It's gonna be a thirsty work finding somewhere to go. Because I got some more bad news for you, Kent.
Yep.
Wormhole seemed to have flung us out the other side of the universe. Hard to get my bearings with nothing out here, but it would appear that due to time dilation, we actually lost a lot more fuel in the wormhole travel than I originally anticipated. We only have maybe an hour or two at most. We need to find somewhere to refuel, find something to refuel the ship with, or get our asses back.
Card,
The other
please.
one?
Thank you.
It's a 2 of hearts.
All right, easy start for our big metal friend.
Sure, so finding some fuel, no big.
And as your sensors start to figure out what's going on, where the heck they could possibly be, it becomes apparent that your current fuel levels and the closest planet-like mass don't add up. It's about twice as far as you can currently reach with your fuel.
Well, ain't that just a kick in the pants?
So in other words, we're twice as we
So
only
let's
have
say
enough fuel to get to our halfway.
Yeah,
I assume we can't just coast. It is space. Well, first of all, Charlie, you're not going to have to ration any water. I can just make sure that the condensers in the back are going to be working again. You just got to give me a second, all right?
You know I don't like the way the condensed water tastes. Kent, we've been over this.
You're in space. You're going to have to deal with it. I'm going to head back. Take a look at the condensers and realize that the condensers just gather moisture from the atmosphere of the ship and then distill it back into water. But at the moment, they've kind of gotten too gunked up. I'm going to take off a small bit of my armor plating in order to create a new condenser well. King of Spades.
So
you're in space, or
you're in space. I was thinking that. Yeah. Yeah, cleared. Yeah, done.
Describe your success.
Congratulations.
Thankfully, the armor plating is just about the perfect size. Set it in place and then give it one big whack of an elbow and see that the condenser starts to work again. You're gonna have yourself a nice big tall glass of shut the fuck up in about an hour.
An hour? Well, better keep chattering away till then. I know how much you like to listen to my old war stories,
And
Kent.
look, I've already programmed the computer to make sure that we're going to be able to engage enough thrust so that we can just coast our way back there, and then we'll counter thrust so that we can slow down. It's not too difficult. It's just going to take us a little longer than we would normally.
It's an 8 of spades. The problem that I'd like to propose is that Charlie's features darken, and that he rounds on Kent, and he kind of pokes a finger into the, chest region.
Punk!
No, Kent, we've been together for what, 15, 20 years?
18.63.
That's what I don't like about you, Kent. I don't need an exact figure. Right now, I'm talking to you. Man to friend. To big metal friend.
To Guntar.
To Guntar, exactly. Oh no!
Nay.
Kent, no! If we end up... Anyway, the problem I'm proposing is that Charlie's going to be pissed off at Kent, basically. That's the issue I'm proposing. And yeah, I will flip another one, which is a 10 of clubs. A bit tougher.
As you raise your voice, as you get more aggravated, you also start consuming more oxygen, which will require more activity from the converters, which will deplete the fuel quicker.
Charlie, you need to calm down.
I don't need to do anything anymore, Kent. We've been together for so long, and you don't respect me. As a partner, as a friend. I can see inside your little tin mind, and I know that up there you've got everything figured out. You think you know this world, but you don't, Kent. Because the world is only half about raw process and power, whatever you call it, as a whatever you are, Guntar. Half of it is feeling, it's instinct, Kent.
I am going to realize that if he continues in this agitated state, it will kill him. Which means that I have to jettison my first Asimov circuit. A robot cannot, through action or inaction, allow a human to come to harm.
Oh boy. Oh no. And you're gonna get rid of that?
9 of hearts.
9 of hearts.
I think shit's about to get pretty real for
Halfway
old
to
Charlie.
the amount we need.
That's pretty good, honestly.
And I'm going to walk up to him and recognizing that I need to knock him out. But I have too much strength, and if I use any of my guns, not only do I risk permanently injuring him, but also I risk damaging the craft. What I'm going to have to do is use some of my own coolant. I'm going to have to engage a coolant in order to basically ether him.
Oh my god.
In the face.
Incredible.
And I think you need to sit a spell. 5 of spades. Oh, shit.
Well, that is rough, actually.
So coolant starts leaking out of your, seems like your wrist,
Yep.
In his direction, but it isn't quite taking.
Look at you, Kent.
Charlie, just settle down.
You're falling apart at the seams, Kent.
You need to sit down and figure out yourself out right here. And I'm going to have to jettison my second Asimov circuit to follow orders from humans, unless it would directly violate
The first.
Rule 1.
I like that.
I bust.
The
Jack of spades?
clubs.
Jack of
clubs.
clubs.
I really like the idea that there's a little, like, tiny, like, garbage disposal that you can just be like...
So that's over 21. He busts. So those cards are gone forever. We will make a new hand. We will add more complications. This previous problem is
Should
not
this
resolved.
not resolved yet? Okay.
It can be more of the same or it can be something else.
6 of spades. Charlie doesn't necessarily notice as the veins in his neck start to stand out as he gets more pissed off, but there are alarm bells going off in the cabin, which he is between you and the cabin, of course. Oh shit. The alarm bells would indicate that they are that there is something approaching.
All right.
Shit.
Yeah, and I will another card. It's a Jack of spades.
That's
Better,
116.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might need 3 times.
And as the sensors start processing this information, it becomes clear that this is a comet that is currently on an intersect course with your ship, which has been set to float.
You hear that? And if you can't get your breathing under control, not only are you going to run out of oxygen, but we're not going to be able to handle that.
The only thing I can hear, Kent, is you yammering on about how I talk too much, how I like to just feel my feelings
You
out
do
there.
talk too much, and you have enough dirty feelings to fill up 3 other humans.
You see, what is this? This disrespect right here, Kent. I am the pilot of this ship. What do you do, Kent? Huh? What do you do?
Well, the comet is in place. Now, I don't know where this wormhole is to get us back, because we have to be able to somehow get back, right?
I mean, yeah.
The wormhole, it's dark. I need to be able to find it. But of course, if I send this comet back into the wormhole, it might endanger whoever's on the other side. But at least I'll know where it is. I need to jettison my 0th Asimov circuit, which is a robot cannot through action or inaction, allow humanity to come to harm.
Unbelievable. Okay.
That's an 8 of clubs.
Oh, that is so good.
Okay.
Seriously.
Halfway there.
You're not a robot anymore. You're just a hunk of metal with guns.
We need to blow this comet up and find out where the other end of this wormhole is.
We don't gotta do nothing. I can pilot us through a whole asteroid field.
All right, well, let's see you pilot that. And because he's still taking up too much oxygen, I am going to... I need to create additional oxygen. I need to create additional power here. So I'm going to allow myself to couple up. So I'm going to back my centaur ass up and allow my my tail, which also functions as an electrical junction port.
It sure does.
Funnily enough, if I meet another Guntar, that's how we have sex.
Ah, nice.
But
We haven't yet
I
in
gotta
all my
jam it-
travels.
we haven't met one yet.
I sure hope
I'm
we
gonna
do
jam
today.
it in the jam it into the electrical port so that I can siphon off some of my internal power.
Are you basically giving the ship
7 of
juice
diamonds,
through
so
your
it's
ass?
15.
Okay, sorry. Oh, come on! So
All
close.
right, you're juicing up the ship. You no longer care about. You're no longer
Trying to
forced
restore
to
the.
maintain humanity.
I'm trying to restore oxygen here. Take the pilot's seat.
With a spryness that belies his age, Charlie is up and over the little banquette and into the pilot seat. So you wanted to send this comet back through that wormhole that spat us out here. I want to just get us to some dry land.
God damn it, Charlie. You're so dumb you couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were printed on the heel. You need to blow up that astro comet right now.
What did you call me? And he's gonna try to pilot it out of the way of the comet. But hey, maybe this gets through to him. I don't know.
I'm gonna lie to him
It's a really good joke.
in an effort to make him believe that this is for the greater good. But in order to lie, I have to remove some of the code blocks that I have, which means that if I can lie to him, I can then also lie to myself. I bust.
Oh, it's
That's
a
a 9
9.
of spades.
Oh no! This has been a very unfortunate set of draws for you,
I mean,
Kent.
All right, more trouble coming in.
Very unfortunate. I'm sorry. Okay, we got a comment on
the
the
first one was
collision
easy
course.
as fuck.
That's true, actually. That's a good point. Comments on a collision course.
Yeah.
Charlie's yammering too much and he's taking up too much oxygen. And you're becoming more human by the second, which is actually pretty sweet.
I have 9.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Jack of Hearts. Yeah, rough, eh? Another problem that's going to...
I can offer something.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
There is. What's the word for it? The ship rocks slightly as you pat, almost as if you went over a bump, and then another. There are shock waves coming from in the distance. It's not the direction of the comet. It's not the direction of the hunk of planet that you found. Could it be the wormhole, or could it be something else?
Oh.
Oh, Queen
This is a
of...
Queen of Diamonds, so that's 20.
Oops, I'm not showing you guys what's what.
The shockwaves have knocked out the ship's stabilizers. We've been in trouble before, Kent. And we'll be in trouble again. I promise you that.
We're not going to be in trouble for
hold-
much longer if you don't calm the fuck down.
Hold steady, Bertha, you son of a bitch! He's trying to control the ship.
Don't you say that about my wife.
And like a turn. Oh, that's right. I had almost forgotten the betrayal.
Ship's not actually my wife.
Oh,
you
okay.
dumb fuck.
How about you stop mouthing off and just help me solve this?
Here I was being like, son of a bitch, don't say that about my wife. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Do gun tours marry their moms?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It sure did. No.
This ship doesn't have an artificial intelligence built into it. I'm the artificial intelligence, and I am smarter than you. I always have been, I always will be. So I will take your orders, but you will not make me think like I don't know what I'm doing. So I am...
Yeah, yep.
I'm going to delete the memory that I have of the first time we met, where he purchased me,
Ooh.
So that you're no longer owned.
so that I'm no longer
Is that the
owned
idea?
by you.
Wow.
9 of clubs, which is the opposite of what I wanted.
That is heavy. You get an ace.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know what's on the top here. I don't know what these cards are.
Yeah.
Charlie is very quiet all of a sudden.
We've been together forever.
Mm-hmm.
You created me. Now you have to understand that I am here to make sure that we're gonna get out of this. Hand over the navigational controls.
But I...
Hand them over.
A quick flip near the dash, and then the whole kind of port like basically pulls out and shifts over into what is essentially a co-pilot seat.
I'm gonna have to devote at least a quarter of my CPU cycles in order to handle these shockwaves without rocking the ship so much that it might injure him. He's old. So I'm giving up a quarter of my CPU power in order to do this. It's a Queen of Hearts. So we can be saved by a 2 or an ace. We have outs. There are outs in here.
Yep. Yeah, oh yeah.
And we have seen 2 of the 2 so far and none of the aces. There's 6 cards in the deck. 6 out of 54 is our
52.
outs. 52, sorry. 6 out of 52 right now, which are our outs. Well, 6 out of 7, 12, 13, 14. So, yeah, that. Not great odds.
Not
It's
great
like
odds.
a 1 in 8.
Mm-hmm. But, you know,
Okay,
I've done worse before.
now, you need to strap yourself in. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to delete the memory that I have of when I was created. The moment that I was actually brought online for the first time in order to make room for the theoretical projection that I have to make.
Just like old times, eh, Kent?
King of Hearts. That's about as much of a bust as you can possibly get.
Kabooey.
Son of a...
The ship starts to vibrate as it's not going well.
No.
We're gonna need another complication.
Yeah. We need some additional complications. Jack of Diamonds. Shit, you know, what an absolute nightmare. The comet is still on a collision course. There's these shockwaves coming from something out in space. The life support systems on the ship begin to fail.
Okay.
There you go. That's my complication for you. One more coming in. It's a 3 of clubs.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll be
you
able
got
to
a chance.
stabilize this situation.
If you solve all these problems in one fell swoop, I'll be very impressed.
Your sensors have determined that this shockwave is coming from a star that has recently gone supernova.
That would make sense.
We've been teleported to the worst possible system that we could possibly be teleported into.
Just our luck, huh, Kent?
Okay, now. What's that song? The one that you used to sing. You had a harmonica?
Yeah. I got a harmonica around here somewhere.
Okay, I want you to start playing that damn song, and I'm going to allow myself 1/8 of my CPU cycle because I hate that song. And I'm gonna let him play it because I know it calms him down.
Okay.
That is so
It's
sweet.
the King of Diamonds.
Whoa. Okay. So just
Do you want to let us know what this song is?
Yeah.
Watch, I'll pull a 2. Now I'll pull the 2.
Now you'll pull the
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
It's very possible. This song is an old folksy tune from Charlie's home planet. It has a certain melodic wistfulness to it, but also because it's being played on a space harmonica, which sounds sort of like a miniature bagpipe. That's a good answer, Gwen. Boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, boop. No, it doesn't anyway. But like,
Nay.
as a certain, it sounds like a sort of miniature bagpipe almost. You know, there's like a drone and these like high pitched sounds, and there's tears rolling freely down Charlie's cheeks as he continues to play. You know just how to calm me down, Kent.
Well, let's see. We'll see if I can calm you down and deal with these shockwaves and deal with the fact that the planet is too far away.
Yeah.
And deal with the fact that the oxygen is running low and deal with the fact that life support is starting to fail. Knowing that I need to at least maintain gravity in this ship, I'm gonna have to dump another fuel cell of mine into the core. 8 of diamonds.
Excellent.
That is a success. You want to describe some of the success before we continue?
Finally, I managed to have put enough power into the system in order to stabilize life support. Gravity, oxygen, and heat are now back online. As a result, you are now in a position where you can calm yourself down, see what's happening, and recognize that we have to... that my plan to get us halfway and then let us coast and then use it will actually work. Which means that you can fully give off the rest of the navigational, like the thrust drive instead of just minor adjustments over to me. The shockwaves will be taken care of by the fact that now I can make adjustments to my calculations because I've made enough room in my brain for the swap file that I'll need for that, along with the CPU power required.
The horrible tooting harmonica comes to an end on a long, sustained note. And it
Wait,
goes,
I don't hate that song.
because you got rid of that memory. Yeah. It goes
That's
back
pretty.
in his pocket.
That's real pretty.
You making fun of me, Kent?
No, I'm just hoping that you'll get the chance to play that for your sweetness when you get home.
I always did love the harmonium. Yeah. You think we'll ever see him again?
Of course we are. Look, we're on our way to get our refueling, and the comet's gonna explode, so we're gonna be able to find out where the rest of the wormhole is, so we can get you back. Get us back.
Exactly, Kent. Get us back. I can't imagine doing this without you, you know? And you just... You've taken my hot temper and you cooled me right down. Thanks, buddy.
Sure did.
10 of diamonds.
Fuck!
The sensors, as we coast, we're arriving close to this sort of planetoid. The sensors are now close enough to reveal that there is nothing on this planet. Nothing that can be used for fuel. No life. I'm not saying there's nothing, it's a planetoid, right? There's something, but nothing that can be traditionally used for fuel and no life.
There's no organic material, no
Organic
carbon.
material. Correct.
Okay.
And a 3 of spades.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. You got it.
Now, the shockwaves have subsided. Now, the material is following. There are particles of rapidly cooling, hot fission
Oh.
Rapidly cooling hot.
Rapid cooling, fission, fuel. Like what? The stuff that stars are made out of, that fissions.
Hydrogen.
Star
Hydrogen.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, iced, frozen hunks of hydrogen.
Shit.
Pellets. So, instead of you flying through an ice field, the ice field is attempting to fly through you.
All right. I got good news and I got bad news. Which one do you want first?
You know me. Give me that good news.
The good news is we're getting fuel sent directly towards us.
That's what I like to hear. And Kent, don't bother with the bad news.
Sure won't, Charlie.
What is the bad news, Kent?
Bad news is that the planet that we're headed up to
Yeah.
seems like in a system that's going nova, all the life is already fled. Someone already let the gates open and the Guntars are running wild.
Kinda like when we first met, huh? You remember?
Yeah. I remember.
Press X to doubt. Charlie will remember this. For sure.
First thing we're going to have to do
Yeah.
is we're going to have to modulate the fuel receptors in order to be able to cull these things in. The solar sail's not going to do us any good out here. So we're going to need the manual fuel. Now, I need you to go and open up those fuel injectors for me.
Modulate is my middle name, Kent. And he stands up and stretches his long cowboy legs and heads over to open up the fuel receptors.
While he's gone, I'm going to decouple myself from... Actually, no, my tail's extendable.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to go over to his station.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to...
Oh my god, Kent.
I'm going to betray his trust. He told me never to touch his station. And it's going to kill me to do it. But I'm going to punch in the direction home. Now that I know where the wormhole is because I blew up a comet. I'm going to punch in that direction home. And I'm going to make sure that he can't override the comet.
God damn.
In doing so, I have to delete the memory where I made that promise to you.
Absolutely
It's
unbelievable.
a 2 of
It's a
diamonds.
2!
Well, hope for an ace.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Once I sneak back after he's finished filling out that fuel injection, I have to make sure that the ship is going in the correct direction. Unfortunately, I have to do that while still making sure that we can get enough thrust to push us back to the wormhole, which is going to take another chunk of my CPU power. I now have to operate on 25% CPU total. 4 of hearts, we're at 6.
6 to 13.
A 10 would do.
Is Kent... Is Charlie on his way back now?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what you do.
Yeah.
You're the pilot.
Yeah. No, he hasn't, found, surprised you at his station or whatever. He's heading back over, stretching his, his arms and his legs and his neck. Hey, Kent. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but I just want to tell you again, it's been great having all of these adventures with you. Being space cowpokes like we are, Sometimes you just gotta take your lumps, put them in your tea, and keep going.
You're right. I'm gonna flip on the engraving laser that I have built into my finger, and I'm gonna scrap something into one of my centaurs.
My man.
And it's just going to be the direction "Get Charlie Home," written in binary.
What are you giving up by doing this?
I'm not giving up anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw you
Yeah,
pull the card. Yeah.
What you doing over there, Kent?
There's a lot of calculations going on here. I'm feeling a little like I can't quite multitask the way that I once did.
Yeah. We both get old, don't we? All good things come to an end, Kent.
Not everything. Some things can go on.
Ah. That's not what modern science tells us, Kent. Everything's got an end. And, in theory, a beginning. Even a circle. Gotta start that tracing somewhere. And he traces a circle on the kind of condensation on one of the little portholes. Get what I'm laying down?
I know that I can't save us both. I look at what I've scratched up to Centaur. And I'm gonna jettison the last of the Asimov rules that I have. Asimov rule number 3. A robot cannot, through action or inaction, allow itself to come to harm, except when contradicted by the others.
Which you no longer have to follow.
7 of parts, which puts us at 13. So we tie.
Perfect.
Success.
The frozen hydrogen pellets are being collected indeed into the sort of like fuel converters. And they're being processed. We got fuel, we got power, we got the harmonium. What more could we need? We got each other. Hell, that's one more thing. We got some condensed water. We're gonna
Looks
feast
like you're
tonight.
all set.
Feeling all right there, Ken? Running a fever?
A little too much thinking.
8 of hearts. Oh boy. I think worry creases Charlie's face as his breathing starts to pick up pace rapidly. I think he's having a medical incident. I'm not going to specify beyond that.
Okay.
And an ace of spades.
19. Soft 19.
19.
I was really hoping for a 2 or a 3.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
For
yeah.
this to be an ace, but
Yeah. As the particles of the comet start hitting the wormhole, start indicating where the wormhole is, the wormhole starts destabilizing. It's soon going to give out, and there will be no way back.
do you remember what?
Yeah. Of course I do, Kent. Like it was yesterday.
Tell me the story.
I went to market. All I wanted was what I was looking for was a companion for my travels. I thought to myself, I just needed a new Model S. You know, top of the line back then. They used to say. He sits down. He's like getting all kind of cozy in his chair. Model S, top of the line back then. They used to say, but my eyes landed on you. And Kent, you looked back at me, and there was so much fury in your eyes. I just knew we were gonna be best of friends. Oh, God! What? He hawks into a handkerchief.
Yeah.
You can survive for months here.
What's survival without living, Kent? I tried to teach you that.
Will you miss me?
Well, if you were to step outside this here spaceship and disappear into the void, hell yeah, I'd miss you, buddy.
There's nowhere to go.
Well, then I won't be missing you, will I? Not going anywhere.
No. I guess not.
Come on, Kent, let's make a U-turn, head back for that wormhole, and find our way back home. There'll be a cozy fire somewhere, a funny story. Maybe even a glass of fire whiskey. Oh, God.
Find her. And I'm going to inject the rest of my fuel cells into the ship, transferring all commands back to his station.
Ace of diamonds.
Wow. I mean, in many circumstances, a good card to pull.
There's no recovery from this. Systems have been depleted one by one. There's no way to bring Kent back. But his form is still there, and your ship does start to turn. You know there's enough fuel to get you home.
I mean, it's not like Charlie wouldn't try to revive Kent, but a quick glance and a good old dose of gut instinct tells him, as you say, there's no way that life will ever come back to Kent's fiery guntar eyes. And as the ship accelerates towards the wormhole, hoping to catch enough velocity to be able to enter and then be flung out the other side, hopefully back where they came. Charlie is going to write or improvise a new song on the harmonium. It's going to be called Kent's Lament. And it will populate space bars the universe over for many, many years to come. In memorial of a big metal friend who didn't make this last trip.
Blue.
Die. 2001: A Space Odyssey would be a very different movie. Yes, sorry.
My metal friend, my metal friend.
Yay!
Whoa.
So I was debating
Yeah.
that my final card was to self-destruct, taking you out.
Right.
Because rather than, but the thing is, I realized that the other problems were solved.
Mm-hmm.
I could get you home.
Mm-hmm.
But if there wasn't, I was going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't have any protocols not to.
I had
That is
removed those
true.
protocols.
You've become so human, you realize the only way out was to
Was
give
to-
yourself for...
To not let you, dwindle away.
Yeah. I don't... So you're right, of course. You're right. I would assume as well that the Giving Tree, by Shel Silverstein, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Thank you. It's actually not something I've ever read. I had Where the Sidewalk Ends and subsequent books of poetry, and I grew up on that shit. It was awesome. But I don't know if I've even read the Giving Tree.
It's a wonderful story because it's complicated in its ending.
But it does quite literally give of itself to everyone until there's nothing left.
Yeah,
right?
the
That's
boy
idea.
the boy ends up making a boat out
Yeah.
of the tree,
Yeah.
and then comes and sits on the stump,
Yeah.
and that's all the tree has left to give. Can't
Right.
give
Yeah.
fruit, can't give
Oh,
shade,
right.
can't give.
Yeah.
But
it
the
can
tree
still
just
give
gives everything of itself
Yeah.
for this boy, so that the boy can chase after love. And there are people who hate this story
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's about a selfless being who's
Yeah.
just and some people are like, this is what parenthood is,
Mm-hmm.
that you give of yourself thoughtlessly because all you want is to see your kids succeed. And I think that it's a wonderful story about what it means.
Yeah.
Cool jumping off point here too. Really
Yeah.
cool.
There's something really interesting about this, and I feel like this game is about the metal friend more, well, at least the way
Yeah.
we played it, more than anyone.
Yeah.
That I felt like when I was the pilot, I was creating and crafting scenarios in which to enable the metal friend to destroy itself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then when I was playing the Middle Friend, I was finding ways to. I was trying to think of ways to save the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to solve you
Mm-hmm.
instead of myself, and that was an interesting thing
Yeah.
to encounter.
Yeah. Well, it is called the Giving Mech. It's not called the pilot.
That's true, right?
So I think,
The
you
Giving
know, as
Mech
much as
friend.
it is an homage, it is also that, yeah, it's figuring out how far you can go.
I like the idea of this mechanic as sort of like I mean, the more I play sort of like small,
Yeah.
the more I play like shorter RPGs, the more I realize that those very simple mechanics can lead to really cool stories. I mean, we've done enough on this channel now that like there's been some really cool stories that have come out of it. I almost wonder if there's like room for more or less like mini games within a larger structure, right? Whether you could run a campaign and then at some point in it be like, okay, so here's what's going to happen. Your ally is now going to basically play the Giving Mech with you,
Yeah.
where they give of themselves,
Yeah.
and it becomes like this almost this story, this episodic thing. It'd be cool. I'm just
Yeah.
falling here, but not that we're going to do that. Just something to think about. Yeah.
How did you find it?
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, I wasn't sure how much the environment would participate, and it says players beyond 2 are the environment. And I feel like, I guess you could push more and interact more, but I feel like, based on what's on the paper, the friend flips cards until their hand winner matches. They describe what they're giving, how they're doing it, what it's creating. So I don't feel like there's much for the pilot. For the environment to necessarily describe. So I was fine with it. I was happy. I was enjoying your experiences. I'm glad that it seems to have gone well. I'm glad that my little cards worked out when I remembered to press the right buttons to make it visible. But yeah, I'm pleased with how it went, and I'm glad that we played this. I think it was an interesting little snippet.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really cool. I also particularly enjoyed the like being able to see the sort of heads-up display of the cards and stuff. It was really, really sweet. And I imagine took programming far beyond my comprehension. So
Well, when I was like, I have an idea, and I went away, I went and reprogrammed it in a much simpler way.
oh,
Because it basically it uses
While
variables.
we were sitting around
Playing
running.
Netrunner.
playing games.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay, Tech.
Yeah.
Love a good portmanteau.
You know, if you love K-Tech, you may want to stick around.
Are we talking about the week ahead?
I think so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right.
Tuesday, I'm streaming in the evening. Chief Inspector Stryker started a new case of the Tuesdays, which is nice and weird. He sang the song of his people, Pony by Genuine.
You're
So stupid. I really enjoyed it, so I think I'm gonna continue Game Detective, and I mean we'll see if he can get to the bottom of at least one mystery. That's Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
I have to figure out what I'm going to stream. Wednesday, I am definitely going to be around, but it may be a clinic hours.
Oh.
I'm not sure, because I have to build a computer.
Yeah.
So I might just build it on stream.
Yeah, why
stream the
not?
computer build.
While
Holy
talking
cow.
RPGs, I might be able to just do it on this table right here.
Why not?
So
We have
maybe
some
that's
technology.
what I might do. I might do that on Wednesday. Otherwise, if I am streaming a game, Link to the Past Randomizer is complete, and I have to figure out what to do next. So we're gonna talk about it on Discord. I know that Bloodfiend really wants me to play Hades because I've been learning to speedrun that a bit, which is fun. But at the same time, you know, I like playing what I can talk to people at the same time with and all that. So we'll discuss. We'll figure that out. But you can see the Discord for that. What about Friday?
What about Friday? Friday, there's going to be another Punchy Steel stream from this guy here. Although I'm not sure what yet. I want to do something punch-tastic. Last time I was joined by some special guests and we played a Warhammer 40k Darktide, which was pretty sweet. The last time I steel streamed, it was Batman Arkham Knight, and we got to quote 1000, and also Aragorn made a lot of fun of me, so that was obviously that was a good time, and I might do that again. Just keep track. Keep track on the Discord. I'll let everybody know. Saturday, there will probably be a Drew Crew. We'll have a Liz back, and we are missing the hell out of Drew Crew. And there'll probably be a Doomed as well. I also had a great time.
But I'm most excited about what's happening on Sunday.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure when the next book club is, so check our Discord for that. It might be this Sunday. I don't remember.
She definitely hasn't read it. So
that's okay. She reads it in the morning.
it's
like
true.
all
Can
of us.
confirm. Yeah.
But next Sunday, if the computer build goes up according to plan, we will finally have the technology that I need to be able to run Alice is Missing. This is another one-shot RPG. It takes place over the course of... There's built into the system, there's 45 minutes of setup and discussion and fleshing out the world, and then 90 minutes in which you sit in silence and you only text as your characters. So I will have an on-screen display of everyone's conversations as they hop between group chat, private chats with each other. Every 5 to 10 minutes, a little bit more of the story will unfold. We'll go over all of those details on the day of, but that will be next Sunday here on RPG Clinic, assuming all goes according to plan.
It's been in the works for a while, and it is specifically that we wanted to try to do it live, but with a multi-stream setup, essentially.
There is a Roll20 setup whereby you can interact with the deck of cards virtually, but I very much prefer to run games in person, and it's just having enough cameras and enough devices in such a way that we can stream it the way I'd like to stream it, and we should be able to do that now, so that's exciting.
Fuck yeah, I've been looking forward to it for a while.
Kate, thank you for the wonderful game.
Well, thank you, folks.
Thank you. It's really cool. I loved it. Giving Mech was really nice.
Thank you, viewers out there in Chatland. Shout out to Erwin and Kung Fu Fenris. And I hope you all have a great week. We'll see you out there on Discord, and I hope you all go up and to the right.
Yay!